So, just for y'all, you probably, I'm not sure if you know the story of how I met Guruji. Yeah. Um, there's a yoga festival in Dubai called Yoga Fest, and I had a session in the meditation tent, and there was this guy called Pradeep Ulal who had a session before me, and my students went to the wrong session, and they ended up going to his class. But then after that, they're like, oh my God, you have to try this. Now, a month before that, someone had given me Autobiography of a Yogi, one of my students. I did this pranayama class, and he brought me the book and said, you must read this because this is the energy you're generating. And so I read the book, and after I finished reading the book, which was really quick, I was doing sadhana for forever by myself without any kind of spiritual family, waking up at 3 a.m. every morning and just doing stuff. And when I read the book, I had a longing for a master, I had a longing for a guru. And what was running through my mind was, surely, maybe in this time, I probably don't deserve one yet. So I'm just going to keep doing my sadhana by myself every morning, and maybe next life I will earn it. And then when my students invited me to their house because they had invited Guruji to come, and the Kriya really had a deep impact on me. And I went to speak to him, and first I asked him, why is there so much movement? Because I'm a Buddhist meditator, right? Why is there so much movement? And he said, and you all know this, from great movement comes great stillness, right? And I'm like, poof. Then I asked him this super personal question about my guides, and he was able to answer it just like this. And I looked at him and I said to him, you know, my gurus are always leaving me. That's the third thing that came out of my mouth, because I had a feeling that perhaps I wasn't ready. And I was afraid that I didn't deserve him because of what's flowing through him. But one of the things that I love him to say, and he says it all the time, and I've said it to you, is trust your deserving levels. 2 years before COVID hit, he gives me and us his file of the unfinished Kriya Yoga teacher training manual. And it was sitting in my laptop for 2 years. And he was saying, you have to train teachers. And I said, I'm not worthy of this. I'm not enough. And then in COVID, I was given the message that you have to trust your deserving levels. There's a reason and a role for you. And just move your negative ego out of the way, because it's still an ego. And just like Patricia said, serve selflessly and do your role, because that's what's meant to happen. And so in the middle of the night, I think it was midnight, I sent Guruji a WhatsApp and said, I'm going to do it, Guruji. I'm finally saying yes to this. I'm going to train Kriya Yoga teachers. I quit Hatha Yoga so I wouldn't be distracted. People still ask me to do teacher trainings in Hatha Yoga, and I turn all of them down because my energy is for Kriya. And to serve my Guru in the role that I was meant to prepare people to come here to this heaven and earth called Kevala. And to meet my master when they are ready. So I'm like entry level and his summit path, and I am grateful for this role. Thank you for existing, Guruji. That's it. Woo! Wow. Would you like to say something before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Many years ago, when I was asked to teach, I had nothing to teach. I have not come from any scriptural background, nor studied yoga in this lifetime, not had a living master in my life. But what am I going to teach? I know nothing at all. That's when the voice said, are you the teacher, or do you want the universe to teach through you? I prefer the latter. If the universe teaches through you, it's so easy, right? Everything just comes just like that. Have you seen me have to refer something? No, right? It just happens. It means, let it be so ingrained, this awareness, that it's not you. It is passing through you. Let it be so natural. Let there be honesty. People will look into your eyes. They will see the honesty. All the techniques, words, forget it aside. Keep it aside. When you look into the eyes of a being, it should remind you of the divine. It should remind you of the simplicity, of the beauty, of the innocence, of the connection. Every single word should directly hit you here. It should penetrate. Only then it means that somebody has lived the essence. I have only deepest gratitude for this extraordinary cosmic event that happened here. It is not an ordinary event. Even right now, so many masters are flowing through. My eyes are just welling up with listening to all of your beautiful art. People ask me, how are you going to build a center when you have nothing to, you have no clue of how to even run a center. You've lived in one bedroom for 14 years. How can you sustain a place like this? How can you manage? How can you run? How do you think you have the experience and knowledge and how to work? I said, I'm not the doer. Let it flow. Every person who comes here will make it their home. Then I don't have to worry to try to pamper anybody. It's all of your home. I feel that each one of us came here with that readiness, with that openness to explore. I would watch each one of you very intently every day to see the joyful progress that was happening to each one of you. Sometimes it is difficult to put it in words, but that recognition, that remembrance comes in very quickly, and I would go back every night with a deep prayer that each one of you would even more progress in the night. That it's not just what you did in the day, it starts internalizing, it starts to grow on you, it starts becoming a beautiful summit inside you where each one of us can feel it. I always craved to be able to be amidst a loving community. It always intrigued me. And I used to always look at people from a distance and see, is there love or is it just a conversation? Is it just a routine engagement? First time in my life I saw such genuine, pure love. Such depth of connections, each one caring for each other. It was really difficult. You cannot teach anybody how to do that. You can inspire, but it doesn't last. A few minutes later, you always look for somebody to look after you. Here, I saw people genuinely, that core laughter from the pit of the gut, that genuine, pure depth of concern for each other. It's not something which can come by attending programs. We only go back with a lot of information. How to crack open this heart to be able to feel the depth of connection. A lot of programs give you ideas of how to become a businessman. Yes, we have become a body shop. But when you realize the ocean inside you, you feel that the masters have chosen you as a beautiful flower. And just like how you hold a beautiful white lotus to the skies and say, here I am, ready and open to flow, to offer the essence and fragrances of what is passing through. I saw the flowering of each one of you. deep contentment when you see the flowering. I know sometimes there's pain. Pain is something which is like a comma. As long as there is a body, there is a little bit of pain, just to keep us going. Yes. So, along with the pain comes that incredible spirit that says, I'm ready. What can happen? What can happen? And I saw that each one of you observed this message. That every morning when I walk in, bubbling with crazy excitement. What else can we discover today? What else is possible? Like, I have never been so excited about being in an encounter, a space, because each and every day was an incredible master entry, incredible intervention. We don't know. I was just wondering how this body is able to take this level of intensity, and I would always trust that each one of us, many things have already gone into you without you are even registering it on your intellect. A huge amount of cosmic downloads have permeated each one of you. They're going to start flowering. They're going to start working on you. Don't think this is end of a course. This is beginning of a new journey, a powerful journey. All it means is just feel the depth of being here. It's just the memory is enough. How you felt here is enough to keep you inspired. Sometimes when you go through some ups and downs in life, we always wonder, what is this? Why should we all go through so many challenges? Challenges is part of the journey. No gift should just directly come to an undeserving one. They don't know what to do with it. What do I say? I feel words are not enough to express the depth of gratitude for such an incredible encounter with each one of you. It's not just meeting, it's a connection for life. It's also a responsibility. Connection is not one way. It takes each one of you to respect and honor that connection. Many people fade off as if they didn't even know that Kevala existed, they didn't even know a connection existed. And actually it becomes, that's why I think the true yogic path dilutes, because the depth of connection fades off. We start becoming, when the universe decides you to be a teacher, it also reminds you of your journey to be there. He said, never ever forget your journey. That's why I have highest regard for this beautiful being. Is not even a moment has she wavered from that Guru Tattva. Not a single moment. I have never ever seen her even an iota of arrogance that she knows so much. She is such an incredible teacher, but an incredible student. I have mentioned this to you before. To be an incredibly ready student, it takes a lot more to be a student than a teacher, because it pulls out the responsibility for you to honor whatever you come here for. We are all students, permanent students. Yes, in this path of mastery, there is only one master, Paramashiva. Call it whatever you want. All of us are on the path of mastery. We will never be complete masters. If you become a complete master, you will lose all the bodies, you will just be a light. Yes, this is the Paripurnata. You won't have an identity left in you. This is completion. All of us are on the path of Paripurnata. If somebody asks you, what is your marga? Say, Paripurnata. I met an incredible yogis in the Himalayas. As we met and encountered, I asked them, what is your path that you assigned to yourself? It says Paripurnata. So Paripurnata means incredible completion, beyond your conception. There is so much of sharing that has happened in this beautiful space, and it is just still a small little wave in this ocean. So much more to explore, so much more to go to the depth of this. There is so much earnestness in all of your eyes, in your hearts, in this incredible space, so much more. I was so excited to play so many musical tracks for each one of you. I felt like I've never had such an incredibly magnetized listeners. So it is important because I always watch people, what intrigues them. What is that intrigues them? Each of these musical setups here are meant for a certain reason. They are meant to touch you where nothing else can touch you. Music is the only depth of power that can permeate you in the darkest crevice of you. There is nothing else. Kriya Yoga enables us to access the purest cosmic music. Music is the ultimate path for completion because it is the source. So to access that, one needs to have all the tools in place. You know it already. You carry back the legacy of this tradition of unbroken masters. You carry this incredible essence of pure laughter, pure love, pure compassion, pure gratitude. I have just tears watching you all talk about you, about your journey, about your connection here. When Raj came here and I asked him, are you really coming here to serve? How long? He said, forever. So to me, that itself is the readiness. So when you say forever, there is no time limit, you see. This path is forever. This connection is forever. You cannot just discount yourself and say that, no, I'm just going to take a program, I take a course. It's so limiting when you think of it as a program or a course. There is a depth of calling which is so powerful that we feel like a small little wave in this ocean. A wave can never measure the ocean. The wave can merge with the ocean. You see, we are all waves. And what does these waves carry? Waves carry the message to the shores and back to the horizon. So just be a wave. Ocean is already encompassing all of us. We are here to celebrate. We will have the most incredible celebration this evening, and let us pour in our heart and make such a magnanimous event of purity that the whole cosmos descends on us to watch us.